Hey guys, XBO Mind Games here, ready to bring you the Week 5 match of the Pokemon Fantasy Battle League. Here we have the Anahiem Muks and the Pittsburgh Steelixs. Steelixs is, however you want to say that, it's one of the weird Pokemon that you can't really make plural. And these teams are both 2-2, so someone is going to be over 500 this week. Let's see who gets it. Let's see who each team is going to lead off. Leave your comments down below and who do you think is going to win the match and who's going to be the MVP. Looks like this match will be 33 turns long, so it's a little more lengthy than the other matches we've had so far this week. As the Steelixs do lead off with the Weavile and the Landorus lead for the Muks. Gets the Intimidate off and the EQ. Does not bring it down to his Focus Sash, as he opts to go for the +1 Weavile, which it does have priority. It does carry the Ice Shards. That's more than likely why he switched out. Ah, he didn't even go for Ice Shards. Went straight for the Ice Punch. That's surprising. And he does not opt to go for the Ice Shard just to get a little more damage off. So, quick death for the Weavile. So he does bring in the khakis. This does set up the Reflect. Probably going to use Knockoff. He goes straight for the Drain Punch, which is only neutral because of the Fairy typing. It does absolutely nothing because of the Reflect. And it stinks because one of the reasons why he drafted Klefki was because of Swagger, but it ended up getting banned. So now we can't use Swagger no more. Does get the Light Clay off of the Klefki. Does bring in the Cofagrigus. Gets the T-Way off. Should have been really good on the Conkeldurr, because it does carry Guts, I would assume. Mine does. I like Guts. Cofagrigus probably going for the Will-O-Wisp just to get some damage off. Gets the Foul Play. Is a physical move, so now the Mummy ability will transfer. So no more Prankster, as he does get the Will-O-Wisp off on the Klefki. Cofagrigus does carry the leftovers. Takes about almost back to full health, as the exact opposite happens to the Klefki. He does switches out into Jolteon. Interesting. Goes for the Shadow Ball. Let's see how he has Cofagrigus set up. It's a decent chunk, and considering most Cofagriguses are the bulky variants. Let's see who he switches into. More than likely the Conkeldurr. Oh, Chansey. Forgot he carried Chansey in his team. Perfect switching, because Chansey is a counter for any special attacker, especially for a Shadow Ball special attacker. So good switching, good play. If you want to beat Chansey, get a Ghost Pokemon. Ghost Pokemon shut down Chansey 100%, especially if their name is Gengar, as he witnessed last week, actually. I believe I played him last week or 2 weeks ago. My Gengar shut down his Chansey, which is a really big part of his team. Watching all these videos, he really relies heavily on his Chansey being the main support with the Soft Boil and the Heal Bell to cure other Pokemon, and obviously the Toxic, that's really annoying. Chansey, not the hardest hitting a Pokemon, but its move pool is really good for, especially with the Evolite. Its special defense is just ridiculous. I mean, it did like 30 damage. I think right there he was just going for a freeze, which is honestly the best play, because that's how you want to get that Chansey. You want it frozen. Realizing that he has no recovery moves on Goodra, does want to switch out into Milotic. Chansey just healed itself right back up. Milotic does do the Fame Orb to get its own defensive boost. It does go for the Toxic on the Chansey. Unfortunately, it does carry the Heal Bell. So that's more than likely what it's going to go for this turn. So now the Cofagrigus is going to be cured of its Paralysis and Chansey of the Toxic. Let's see if that's indeed what he does go for. Yep. And now the Chansey is cured of Poisoning, Cofagrigus cured of Paralysis. I think when you use that move, it should go for both teams. I think that should be the update for the next generation for that move. Because that move is super broken. It should heal both teams of any residual damage. Or any status, I should say, not residual, status. So he does bring in the Roserade. Milotic goes for the recover to get back up full health. A little under full health, a little too far to get up there. He does take more burn damage. Probably going to switch out, predicting the grass move. Does not actually. Roserade is nothing to play with. Let's see if he does opt to go for the Ice Beam here. He does. Doesn't do much at all on the Roserade. But he does get the freeze, but Milotic will go down to the burn damage. But if he would have got that freeze about 2 turns ago on that Chansey, this match would have been totally different. As he does bring in his Mega Aerodactyl. Gets a free Mega stat change. Let's see if he does go for a Hone Claws, or see if he just goes to set up, knowing that he was frozen, so he could have got a free one anyway. He does go for the Stone Claws. It just stinks because his ability is Tough Claws, and now he has to either go for a Stone Edge or an EQ. While Cofagrigus can just go for a Will-O-Wisp. As he goes for the Crunch. Taking the risk, go for a super effective move. Not enough. Not enough. That stinks. Now he loses his Tough Claws ability. As he does land the Will-O-Wisp. Now predicting that, he's probably going to switch right back into Chansey, not wanting to lose his Cofagrigus just yet. Save it for death fodder. If need be in the later game. He does. Stays in with Cofagrigus, as it does not want to take a... That'd be a -1 Aerodactyl now. Earthquake without Tough Claws. Out comes a Conkeldurr. Let's see if Aerodactyl can pick up another kill with an EQ. And it does. So Aerodactyl, even though it's burned, it's making a comeback. Only problem is he needs to save this for the Chansey. As the Landorus comes in, brings it down to -2. Nice play, good switch out. Switches out into Goodra. It's not going to want to take anything this thing throws at it. And he does land a Stone Edge. That's going to not take out the Goodra, but the poison does not either, but it doesn't matter because it's going to go down to... Oh, opts to switch out. Doesn't want to risk... Oh, okay. Saves his Landorus for the Intimidate, just in case. And he does go for the Ice Beam. Taking out the Roserade. So now that's 3 of his Pokemon down. And I believe it's 2 for the Steelixs and 3 for the Muks. Steelixs should only have Jolteon and Aerodactyl left, I believe. As Landorus does come in to the Jolteon, predicting the Aerodactyl to come back. Let's see what the Jolteon goes for. See if he locks himself into HP Ice. Because he probably did, because the Landorus would have resisted the The Thunderbolt. That's gonna do nothing. And he has gotta switch into the Aerodactyl here. I mean, he can just go for a Seismic Toss, honestly. Now Aerodactyl's got his ability back. Let's see if he goes for a Hone Claws, just so he can be at neutral when the Landorus comes in. Oh no, never mind. Now he's at -1, I'm sorry. Goes for the Seismic Toss, that's going to do a 50%, 50 HP. And he will go down next turn to a... But the burn damage. Goes for the Stone Edge, doesn't really do anything because of it being burned. And Chansey picks up a KO on Mega Aerodactyl. Chansey with Evolite. It's ridiculous. He goes for the T-Bolt. Yeah, it does a nice chunk, but that's a crit. That's why. Chansey can just keep going for Seismic Toss until it picks up 2 KOs. No reason not to. Goes for another Seismic Toss. Let's see if that's enough. And it is. So the Chansey picks up 2 kills at the very end of the game with Seismic Toss kills, not even toxic kills. So Chansey the big MVP, and Muks still had Aegislash and Landorus left, so that would have been a tough battle to come back on, especially with the burnt Aerodactyl. But good game, guys, as the Muks go to 3-2. Pittsburgh Steelixs fall down to 2-3. Let's see how he bounces back next week. Have a good day.